Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to solve our second internal for college. So let's begin. So the first question is explain decision tree process of data decision. Explain decision tree process of data science and its various approaches to construct a decision tree from a database. How this structure and algorithm can be applied effectively, classify the complaint into appropriate IPC or BNS section. So, first of all, what is decision tree? A decision tree is a supervised machine learning algorithm used for both classification and regression tasks. It works by recursively splitting the dataset into subset based on the feature values, eventually forming a tree-like structure where each leaf nodes represent a class or a predicted value. The primary goal is to split the data in such a way that the resulting group are as homogeneous as possible with the respect of the target variable. In classification tasks such as classifying complaints into appropriate IPC or BNS section, the decision tree algorithm divides the data set based on the most significant feature, creating decision rule at each node that help in predicting the class of an instance. So these are the steps used in constructing of decision tree. First one is select the base feature to split. The step is to select the feature that best separates the dataset into different classes. This is done using splitting criteria like gain impurity, information gain, or a chi-square. Split the data. After selecting the feature, split the dataset into subset based on different possible values of selected feature. Third is recursively repeat the process. Apply the same process recursively to each subset, choosing the best feature to split at every node until a stopping criteria is met. Fourth, stopping criteria. The splitting process stops when one of the following condition is met. The conditions are if the dataset at a current node is impure, that is, all instances belong to the same class. Second, a predefined tree depth is reached. There is no significant feature to split, that is, all the features have been used. Last is a minimum number of sample is reached at a node. So these are the criteria for stopping our decision tree at the last. Fifth one is classify new instance. Once the tree is built, new data can be classified by following the split from the root of the appropriate leaf node, a node where the class label, IPC or BNA section are assigned. So these are some popular approaches to construct a decision tree. First one is ID3, iterative dichromizer 3. Second is C4.5. Third is CRT classifying and regression tree. Fourth is chi-square split. So let's understand one of these. Uh, so first one is ID3, iterative dichromizer 3. The ID3 algorithm uses information gain as a splitting criteria. Information gain measure how much unnecessary entropy is reduced by splitting the data on a particular feature. So the and how we can gain the entropy, how we can see the entropy. For this, we have the formula for entropy. This is the formula for entropy. By this, we can get our entropy, and to gain our information gain, we can use this formula. Now, second approach is C4.5. An extension of ID3 C4.5 uses Gini ratio instead of information gain to avoid the bias towards feature with many possible values. Gain ratio is calculated as This is the formula to calculate the gain ratio. It also include mechanisms for handling continuous attribute, pruning branches, and handling missing values. So, last approach is CRT, classification and regression tree. CRT uses Guinea impurity as a criteria for splitting, unlike ID3 and C4.5, which produce multi-way split. CRT creates a binary split. This is the formula for the Guinea impurity. By this, we can calculate the Guinea impurity. CRT is often used in both classification and regression tasks. Now, how to apply decision tree and how we can get the IPC or BNS section as per the our complaint. So the first point is data collection. Collect the labeled dataset of complaint with the feature and their associated label. For example, the relevant IPC or BNS section. Uh, uh, for like in this data collection, we collect keyword, complaint, complaint length, entity recognition, sentiment, context. And these are some basic entities that we are going to take from a complaint. Second is feature engineering. Extract the relevant feature from the complaint using text mining technique. For example, bag of word or TFID can be used in convert the text into numerical feature. Named entity recognition (NER) can identify key legal terms like theft, fraud, assault, etc., which are associated with the IPC section. Sentiment analysis could reveal whether the complaint is emotional, aggressive, or natural, helping to classify it into appropriate IPC and BNS section. Third is training the decision tree. Train the decision tree algorithm, example CARD or C4.5, using the pre-processed data. The target variable would be the IPC or BNS section. Example, section 302 for murder, section 138 for check, dishonor, etc. The feature would be attribute for each complaint, such as keyword, complaint type, and entities. Decision tree. The decision tree would then create a rule based on the feature to assign complaint to appropriate categories. Mm, by following this step, we can create our decision tree that will give us the IPC and BNS section as per the complaint. Uh, some there are some advantage of decision tree, that is transparency, non-linearity, handling the mixed data. Now let's move to question number two. Apply step of KDD to obtain applicable IPC section, BNS section from the following complaint. Gives useful algorithm Python code, process the identifying applicable BNS section. So this is the complaint. For this, we are going to obtain the KDD algorithm. Uh, what is KDD algorithm? Knowledge discovery in database. A process consists of several steps to extract the meaningful pattern of data. In this case, we will apply the KDD process to identify the relevant IPC or BNS section. So these are some steps that we are going to follow in KDD algorithm. First one is problem understanding. Goal of the KDD. In this, we are given a complaint about the theft and need to identify the relevant section from IPC and BNS. Key information from the complaint, like theft of a mobile phone, location, details. The relevant IPC section for theft would likely to fall under IPC section 178 and might also need consideration under IPC 379, punishment for theft. Data collection. That is, you need a data set of complaint labeled with under IPC and BNS section for training a machine learning code or building a classification system. You would collect complaint and their corresponding label. For instance, collect complaints such as stolen car from parking lot, suspect had a knife, lost wallet in a crowded market, fraudulent transaction in a bank account. Third is data processing, data cleaning or preparation. In this processing, we will clean the data and prepare like processing, tokenize. We convert in them in token and make all of them in lowercase. Stop forward removal. Common word like is the and which don't carry meaningful information. Lemmanization, convert the word to their base form. Named entity recognition, we will identify the main important keywords, main important key such as location, dates, people, character. Feature engineering, transform the data into usable format. Text based, entity based, is the part of feature engineering. Fifth one is data mining. Use a text classification algorithm to identify the appropriate IPC or BNS section. We use common algorithm for this task, that is naive based classifier, support a vector machine, decision tree, random forest, or logistic regression. These are some algorithm that is used under data mining. Sixth one is pattern evaluation. Evaluate the model performance. Use cross validation and metrics such as accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score to evaluate the performance of the classifier. For legal application like this, precision and recall are particularly important to avoid misclassifying complaint into incorrect section. Here this is the Python code. So let's first of all we will install required libraries in Python. Second, pre-processing the text data. These are the libraries that we have imported, and in data we'll pass our complaint. So this is the complaint we have passed, and here these are some basic and important IPC section regarding our complaint. Now, now here we have created a data frame, pre-processing, tokenization, lower casing, and stop word removal. So by this is the code. This is Python code we can use. Now let's see the explanation of the code. First of all, we have text processed. We tokenize the complaint text, convert it into lowercase, and remove a stop word to ensure only use a relevant word for classification. Second, TF-IDF vectorization. The complaint texts are converted into numeric feature like TF-IDF, which represent each complaint as a vector of number, where each number represents the importance of a word in the document. Decision tree classifier. We use a decision tree to classify the complaints into a specific IPC BNS section. You can replace it with any other classifier such as SVM or logistic regression. So this is the output. Okay. So this is all for the internal test 2. So I hope you guys have understood. So thank you.